let's try this out. Hello, hello. Alright, let's get all these chats all set up here. Just going to make some last minute posts, and I'm going to get started in a couple minutes. Let me actually mute these live streams, actually. Yeah, that would probably do it. Yeah, that would probably do it. Oh, man. Alright, cool. That should fix the audio issues Silverdust was mentioning. Alright. Alright, welcome everyone. It's a wonderful snowy day on the East Coast, and I'm going to be doing some spear animations today. I guess the general goal here, as you can see, this is my anim base here that I got for the Skyrim character. All the movement animations have been finished, including the equip animations and all the running and all that. So right now I'm working on getting started on the combat animations, and that's going to be quite a process because unlike the movement animations, these are like part of gameplay. So there's going to be a bit of iteration. This is like going to be like my second go at this, so we'll see how this goes. It's probably going to go a little rough. My workflow is a bit odd because I'm using Motion Builder rather than like Maya or 3ds Max, which you'll be able to see why, because I end up reusing a lot of vanilla Skyrim animations and modifying them to I guess fit the or modify them so they're holding a spear. But alright, so see. So before I start, I just gotta change a few settings that I got here. Alright. Yeah, this guy needs to be... Alright, should be holding the spear now. Oh no, it's no clickbait. There's actual spears now. Alright, so this is a bit. This is a part of the workflow. It's a bit odd. Basically, I'm in order to import the animations, I got to use 3ds Max, and in order for me to edit them, I edit them in Motion Builder. So I use this weird hack here where I send it to Motion Builder, which actually, one sec. All right, so for what I'm working on today, I usually choose a vanilla animation to start as a base. So, and I kind of scoped it out, and I've been using the two-handed animations for a lot of like the movement, but for the combat, I'm thinking I'm actually really liking the like the feet movement and the hand-to-hand animations. So I guess I'm going to start with doing the attack left and right for the spear, which I think for this iteration I'm going to instead be doing a thrust up and thrust down. Instead, I tried out doing left and right swings for the spear, and it felt a little weird and unspeary. So, all right, I believe this was the one I was using. Oh, okay. Volume. All right, let me know how that is. Also, oh yeah, background music a bit loud. Yeah, let me know if I'm trying this. This is my first time streaming, so I'm trying this with doing it with a mic. But if the mouse clicks start getting annoying, let me know, because when I did some recordings, those were a bit loud. All right. Oh yeah, the windows there. Okay, so all right. So this is the animation. I think. Nope. I'm gonna use the other one. All right, yeah, so I did some tests before, and I really like the foot movement in this animation. So I'm going to try that out, see how that works for a thrust with the spear. All right, so I'm going to send that over to Motion Builder, and so it's a bit weird when I send things from 3ds Max over here, so I have to usually turn off a couple settings here. So hide some things and prevent me from selecting the mesh. Alright, so now he's kind of punching with the spear, so I'm going to do some things to kind of definitely tone that down a bit. So, alright. Alright, I'm going to make a new take. Alright, and now I gotta remember what the two-handed weapon animation name is. I think it's 2HW. Alright, let's do that. Alright, and I'll reactivate my constraint. There we go. Alright, so now it's holding it at the base, and the next bit I'm going to actually get him into the spear pose. Oh man, that's lame. Alright. Yeah, so that happens every once in a while. Alright, let me try reloading this. Yeah, so that's an issue where I changed my the base skeleton a bit, and it looks like it's doing something weird there. I don't think this is going to fix it, but yeah, no, it doesn't fix it. All right, so I'll have to go back to an older version. unless this works. Nah, same issue. All right. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I tried to, that was an attempt to fix this little arm thing going on here. Basically, the Skyrim twist joints in the arm don't transfer over too well to the motion builder kind of control rig here. So every time I fix it, it kind of distorts the rig. So, but we can do without that. That's just like a nitpick. All right, so we'll get that animation back. Yeah, yeah, I mean, like, this was the spear that was handed to me, actually. This is, but, I think this is the Chitin spear. It's not textured in here, but, yeah, it is a bit short for a spear, I'd say, but that's not my job, though. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, we'll send this over again. Alright, so now he's holding the spear incorrectly, and that's because I had constraints on when I sent it over. So I just gotta, I believe, just zero this guy. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I'll remake my new take. Alright. So now you can kind of see why I'm going to be why I use Motion Builder for at least these animations, which Motion Builder is really handy for just manipulating animation data. Usually it's for mocap, but in this case I have all these Skyrim animations I can reuse, so I'm using Motion Builder to kind of morph these into new animations while preserving a bit of the mocap-y precision. Alright, so in this first layer, I'm going to make this, this is the spear pose layer. Alright, and you'll see why. Alright, auto key is on. Alright. I gotta grab my poses. They're in an odd spot. Yeah, they're all here. And I just want the poses. Alright, so these are some, oh, why'd I keep that? Oh, that's weird. I'll just delete that. Alright, so these are poses I made earlier when I did the movement animations. So if I just hit this, there we go. So basically it's, this is a pose I created earlier, and it's being added on top of the animation. I didn't key it. Hold on. is odd. It should be adding on there. All right. Oh, hey. Yeah, so I'm Cole, actually. I'm one of the animators in the animation department for Skywind. As an introduction, I started like a couple months ago, I think last summer, and I've been just basically doing MPC animations for the mod. All right, but at the moment, and for those just getting here, the goal today is I'm basically just roughing out the attack left, attack right, and power attack for the spear. All the movement animations are done at the moment, including equip animations. And for combat animations, I'm going to need a bit more iteration though, as they need to be tested a lot more in game. Oh no, Skywind is completely volunteer based. Yeah, but all right. Let's see. So I'm just gonna test my. This should work. Go. Stand. There we go. All right. Yeah. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier, but basically, I took this punching animation, and basically I added on top of it the spear pose. And why I did that is just to get like a kind of basis. So it's not at all. That's not at all the spear attack I'm looking for, but it's got a bit of the same timing and movement I'm looking for, which actually I'm gonna need the original number of frames, which is 35. So I'll just set that. All right. All right, so I can delete this old take that I. And now this will be the new attack left. All right, so I got a few questions in the comments. I'm not actually going to be showing any gameplay. It's actually a bit of a pain to get these animations into Skyrim. It was a whole ordeal to get the right exporting pipeline working. So I'm just going to be working on backend today. So I got another question for do I have another practice with making game animations? Yeah, on the side I do. I've been working as an animator. I'm in between jobs at the moment, but I just graduated with a degree in animation, and this is one of the side projects I'm working on. And all right, and the last question I see here, and why combine it with pre-existing animation? I could do all these animations from scratch, and that would probably be more unique looking. But what my ultimate goal here is, I want these animations to fit with the Skyrim animations. So by using the Skyrim animations as a base, it kind of keeps that sort of... it worked really well with the movement animations to keep everything fitting together, because all the Skyrim animations are all mocapped and not hand animated, and they really, looking at the animations, it really shows that. So by using them as a base, I kind of keep a bit of that natural motion. However, for the attack animations, I'm going to be doing a lot more hand animating. And that's right, if this doesn't actually work out, I probably will end up hand animating a lot of these. But it's also a great time-saving method. So, alright. Alright, so, and I don't like that swing there at all. So on my next animation layer, I'm actually just going to get rid of that. Alright, so this is the pose. Alright. Oh, actually, he's not facing the right direction. There we go. Now he's facing forward. Alright, and we got a question from Vikrant about if I'm just doing first-person animation, if I'm doing first-person animations as well. I'm starting with the third-person animations at the moment. I haven't actually tackled any of the first-person animations yet. We did a couple tests, and we do have a workflow that works. I figure it's easier to work outside in. So I'm working on these so they look good from afar, and then I'll kind of adapt them to look good from first-person camera. Alright, so on this next layer, it's actually going to be an override layer. So in Motion Builder, what's nice is I can specify layers as adding on animation or just overwriting animation. So this is going to be an upper body override. Alright, so for this, I'm actually going to use that same pose I had earlier. Alright, so now, right, I have full body checked. Alright, so at the moment, whenever I'm keying anything, it's keying every body part, so I'm just going to do just the body parts I'm touching. Alright, yeah. So that removed all that upper body animation I didn't really want. But I'm keeping the legs a bit. They are a bit shaky. This is one of the things about the Skyrim animations, is the original animation isn't that much better. Yeah. They're pretty shaky. And especially with the movement animations, I kind of had a policy of if it doesn't look good in the vanilla animations, I'm probably not going to touch it. Because that means it looks fine in game. But for this, I might actually fix that eventually for these attacks, because I think I might be making it a little worse. Alright, so he's kind of got a bit of that thrust motion. This is actually a good time to... I collected a bunch of reference earlier. This is an important part of this. I've been looking at a lot of kind of spear fighting reference. These ones I grabbed today, but which are like helpful in some ways, but it's also spear fighting in reality is a lot different than it is in a video game. So I kind of take all these with a grain of salt, because like in reality, when you're fighting, you're kind of reacting to what the opponent does. Well, in Skyrim, each attack has to be the same no matter the opponent. So So a lot of these, like, he's either attacking down to kind of get advantage on him there, but I can't necessarily assume those sorts of things. So, but I kind of liked like these for like the power attack, I'm thinking, but these base ones, something like this is probably fine. Yeah. All right. All right, so now that I got the upper body overriding on there, I'm gonna start blocking out some key poses here. So, like I said, the goal today is just to get some rough animation in so I can test, because I don't want to spend a huge amount of time working on these animations if I end up just throwing them out later, because, like, for example, if I'm replacing attack left and attack right with two different stab directions, if that doesn't play well, I'll probably have to find another way to tackle that. Alright, so for this, I'm just gonna be focusing on this arm here. Oh, actually, this would be a good layer to actually activate my constraint here. So I have a little helper on the left hand that if I key this, then it'll just follow the left hand. This is really nice. It does do some funky things to the left arm, so I'm gonna have to do some cleanup later. Alright. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is that's a really big turn he's doing. I'm actually... Yeah. I think I'll remove a lot of that there, and I'll just put it back in. I'll put my own back in. So I'm going to name... So this is my hand pose layer. But I'm actually going to make a new override layer. And this is alright. So this is just going to be my intensity override. So for this, I'm going to do a little trick where I set the layer mode to override, which means it overrides everything below it. And then I'm going to grab, let me remove my reference. I'm going to grab this standing pose again. It should. There we go. Sorta. There we go. So, you can see a little bit of movement seeping through. Those are all the bones that aren't on my motion builder rig, but are on the Skyrim skeleton. But see, this layer is completely over all the animation I did. So a little trick I do is I change the opacity on it. So it just changes how much it like writes over. So now it's quite a bit. I changed that a little bit. And then it's completely lowered the intensity of the overall animation. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to find the pose. There's most of the side. It's kind of key pose here. All right. Yeah, so now I can kind of use this, since I have the key pose here, and choose the point I want there. And I can always change this later. Okay, yeah, I can always change that a little bit. It does like change change the foot, like the foot as well, so the foot doesn't move as far. But I think yeah, I can manually change that later. All right, so I'll go back to my hand posing. All right. So one of the things I like to do is identify like the key poses in this animation. So yeah, so what his mass is pretty much, he does like this recoil and then a swing and then he comes back. So this is like the pullback, so I'm just going to set a key there on the hand, and also a key at the start. And alright, the hit, and one at the end. Yes, it's actually, I'm broadcasting on both Twitch and YouTube at the moment. Yeah, so I've been doing, so for people who just got here, my name is Cole. I'm on the animation department for Skywind. I've been doing animation for, like, seriously practicing it for like 4 years, but mostly as a student. I'm recently out of school, had a short gig in the industry, but now I'm in between jobs. But in the meantime, I'm doubling down on some Skywind animations. All right, yeah, and I'm not too, I can't. Yeah, and as far as Oozumfly's question, I have no idea how the actual modding end of this is going to work. I'm mostly animator, and I implement the animations. Alright, so I blocked out these key poses, or I marked all the key poses. So now, I look at my reference. So he kind of pulls back his arm a bit more, so he's kind of got this, his upper arm is kind of almost parallel with his shoulder here. So I'm going to try mimicking that a bit. We'll see how that works. I'm going to be kind of jumping around with oh, do I not have my mesh hidden? Oh yeah, I have to turn all those off. Yeah, that's why you can see all those extra bits. Those are a bunch of like the skirt nodes that are just sitting there that I don't actually animate. Yeah, and I don't want to be able to select this mesh, but all right. So for this guy, so the left arm's going to be trying its best to follow it. It's going to start breaking, and that's fine. I can. Oh god, and that's really bad. Oh god, this poor man. Yeah, that all can be fixed later. Yeah, so now he's a bit more. Yeah, I could probably even push that a little bit more. So I probably also want to do a bit of, yeah, I think I'll have to push it forward a bit for the left hand. Alright, so what I probably will do is do another layer where I just go at the torso, because right now he's not actually pointing forward, but he doesn't really have the room to. put it there for right now, but it's getting really close to his torso. Yeah, you know what? I'll offset it a bit. I could touch that later. Yeah, so he kind of pulls back, and here he's gonna stab forward. Let's see. So Salaz has a question about, is there going to be a charge stab? And yes, there is going to be. Today I'm only working on the attack left, attack right, and power attack, or stationary power attack. But there is a version of each of those for moving and sprinting. Oh no, I'm reading both. I got them both right here. Cool, and I just read Morovius's question. The schedule is, because it's volunteer mod, we don't really have a no announced due date yet, or launch date at all. It's quite a, because it's all volunteer, it's quite a what's the word? It gets a bit nebulous because we get people who come on for a little bit and then leave, so it's really tough to kind of gauge any sort of time frame. But yeah, and then I basically only know the animation department. I'm not too sure how far along the other departments are. But all right, here, so this is facing the entire wrong direction. So I'm going to do another breaking of this left arm here. I'm going to kind of pull it up. Let's see, how far... So this is just the, for clarification, this is the attack left animation. So I'm not certain how far I'm going to push it. For something like... I might do something like this for this animation, but what I kind of wanted to do for the power attack was do one of these one-handed ones, where you get the full reach of the spear. Yeah, we'll see how that plays, but it's pretty, as you guys can tell, it's pretty easy to actually just modify existing animations. So even if I build this into it and use it, I can reuse parts of it. But let me grab this. Alright, so... Oh yeah, I got some, like, not only spear fighting, but I got a couple from just, like, TV shows. Because, since it's a video game and not, like a battle simulator, I can make, as much as I want to use only, like, classical fighting styles, I think some of the poses in movies tend to be a bit more interesting, but I don't look at them too much. Alright. So we'll see how far forward I can get the left arm. So a lot of these, this hand sticking out completely straight, but some of these he's stabbing forward and the arm is a bit locked. So, see how far forward I can get this without it looking weird. Especially, oh yeah, and what the plan for the left hand, you can kind of see in this animation here, or not animation, these screenshots here. His hand slides down the pole, so I'm going to be implementing that as well. This little, like, marker the left hand is following, I'm going to just animate that as well. Alright, and I might have to do some re-hand posing. That was one of the issues I was running into earlier, where like, this is not how you would hold a spear pointing straight out. This is how you'd hold it, like, when it's kind of an idle. Yeah, his left arm just breaks. Alright, so I can Yeah, I'll leave that as a placeholder for right now. And it should go back to the beginning. Okay. It's looking okay so far. Of course, the left hand is completely off, and I think I want to move, because right now this left foot is only moving back and forth there. I think I want to push that forward as well, because that's what I'm seeing in a lot of these references. But the other thing I got to keep in mind is because of how we're building this on top of Skyrim's base animation system, which I'm using the heavy weapon as a reference, which has a left attack and right attack that kind of blend into each other as you keep pressing the trigger. So I got to make sure, so if this is the attack left, the attack right will start on this frame and go into another attack. Yeah, because that's what I was seeing in the heavy weapon animations. Oh, GameHawk is asking, what's the name of the weapon I'm animating? This is actually the Chitin Spear. It's not textured yet, or it is textured. I just don't need the texture for animation purposes. It's an okay reference at the moment. There's some bends in it. It's not necessarily the final model. I'm just kind of using it as a size gauge. And this is also the spear I'm testing in game with. Alright, you got a couple questions here. Left shoulder seems to lean more towards the inside. Left shoulder. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, what Bobalino is saying? Because the collarbone does move. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing. That's a good point there. Right now, I'm not animating the torso at all. Other than what was in the original animation, which wasn't actually a stab; it was a punch. So I can. I'm gonna tackle that next after I figure out this whole left hand situation. Oh, hey. Hello, Erisar. For those who don't know, Erisarn in the Twitch chat, he's the kind of the lead wizard on the animation team. He's doing some ridiculous stuff because there's so little support for animations in vanilla Skyrim, and he's basically creating a lot of that from scratch. Mr. Fantastic's asking if I can wield a shield with a spear. At the moment, I'm just doing two-handed spears. Not sure of our plans for one-handed spears, which should be a lot easier. I think there's... No, I don't think there's actually any one-handed stabbing weapons in game, but... Alright, I'm gonna try fixing this left hand now. So I got that kind of... Oh, it does... Oh yeah, it's doing a bit of a swing out, which I don't think I really want. This is one of those situations where it's using the original interpolation here. Yeah, I gotta be careful how I fix that, because I can get it real bumpy pretty easily. Okay. It's okay. The end of the spear twitches around a lot. And that's this right now in this blocking phase, that's fine. I can smooth. Motion Builder does a really good job for smoothing animations as well, or aspects of animations, not the whole thing. Alright, let's fix this hand. So I'm going to make a new... Alright, I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to do... This is for the left hand. Alright, you know what? Keep this on this other layer. I'm actually going to bring those keys onto this layer. Alright. Alright, so this guy is actually attached to a little helper object I have on this spear. Yeah, this guy right here. So this guy actually controls where the hand's positioned on the spear. And also the rotation as well, because it will change a little bit. Alright, so in this case, so from what I've seen, you can't really see in the reference, or I guess you probably can a bit. With the left hand, it tends, for like these lighter animations, the left hand is in a position and stays in that position as the right hand pushes, kind of slides the spear through his left hand. So I'm gonna let's say right there, I'll put a key. Now I'm just going to put a key at the end so it'll slide back. Okay, this is the farthest it goes. Ooh, you get some freaky turning on the arm there. But alright, yeah, I can fix all those rotations later. I just want to get the hand's position in. Okay. So it does do a bit of a move forward there. Which I could move this. And it's mostly because of how the right hand moves. But yeah, these are all things I can work on a bit later. Okay, so I got the left hand in place. The motion isn't really realistic yet, though. It's looking a little wimpy. Yeah, but I'll fix that left arm first and get the poses in for that. Just so it's not breaking as much. So I got this pose here. Let me hide my skeleton. I don't know why that's showing. I should probably move the hand forward a bit. This is a situation where the right hand is too far back for the left hand to kind of reach. So I'm going to have to go back to that. Oh, let me actually make sure I right. I didn't set an end pose here, so that can end with weird. Yeah. So that's so one thing I got to remember to do is because I'm adding on top of it. I want to make sure I have a 0 frame at the beginning and the end. So that means it returns to its default pose. But here, yeah, I'm going to have to fix that right hand here. Poor left hand. Oh god. Alright. go closer to the body. Yeah, it starts out pretty close. It does have a bit of that. There's a bit of the swing still in there that I'll have to clean up. Alright, and then the next spot is pretty broken, is right here on the stab. This I can actually move the shoulder forward a bit, as long as it doesn't look too weird. Be surprised in all the, there's a lot of, when I'll find a lot of kind of weird animations actually in the vanilla animations. When I import them, I'll find weird distortions, a lot of foot shaking, especially on the idle. There's a lot of foot sliding, which is really weird. I figured they would have had that cleaned up, but okay. So it doesn't break as much. I gotta rotate that wrist though. Just checking the chat here. He's shifting his way to his front foot. I mean, I would like to imagine, like, because he's thrusting forward, he's going to be putting his weight here on the left foot. Especially in some of these animations where they're reaching more. Yeah, see, like, there's almost no weight on the back foot. It's almost entirely in the front there. I haven't pushed that forward at all. I think I'm gonna make that left foot go forward a bit more rather than left. But let me grab that little hand position there. Oh wow, that should be fine. It tends to clean itself up a bit in a... Yeah, so one of the things is my motion builder rig doesn't have the twist bones. So I got like all this twist going on here. That I'm going to fix actually later when I bake it back onto the skeleton. Okay. Okay. So the wrist isn't as broken anymore. Oh, did I not set the... Didn't set a start frame for it. There we go. Cool. See, checking the classic. So all the movement animations are actually done at the moment. They're all very close to the original Skyrim animations, and they, as a result, seem like they fit really well. The main thing I changed was the actual hand posing. And yes, if you just got here, I'm Cole from the animation team on Skywind. I work generally on the, or at the moment I'm working mostly on these NPC animations. And I mean for the spear player animations as well. Alright, so now I think I'm going to tackle that body. How's this looking? Yeah, okay, so he's got like the motion is in. It's just, it's a bit wimpy, I feel like. Yeah, it's kind of head turn away. I don't think in a lot of... I'll have to look at the reference, but I think that's more left over from this kind of head looking away from what he's stabbing at. I'm not sure how realistic that is. Yeah, they seem to be staring straight at who they're fighting, which makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess I could do a head layer. I'm doing a lot of layers here. I love animation layers. One of the things is I will lose all these if I bake it back down to the skeleton. So, head pose. Alright. Let me actually save this. Oh, yeah. I almost overwrote my end and base here. Let's see. I'm going to call it V1. Cool. Alright. So that's good. That's not good. But alright. So I'll set a key pose there. So the basic strategy for these that are just retargeting rotations, I usually just put a key on the key poses before the part I don't like and after. So that's about there. I don't know why that broke the arm, but yeah, the arm's freaking out. Okay, now he's always staring at you intently. Kind of a scary guy. Alright, yeah, and I can add in a bit of reaction there as well. Because I suppose there would be a little bit of tilt there. Just from, like, the force of his body moving, but I think that's fine as placeholder. Alright, looking through the comments a bit. Questions here. Shouldn't lean forward as much. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. Alright, yeah, I'm not sure what the programming language they actually use. They do a lot of creation kit scripting, but that's something that's we do have a lot of coders that that are doing more back-end stuff, working on tools for like building custom behavior trees. Yeah, slashing with the spear was something I tried, and I might actually go back to if this these stabbing animations don't feel right, because I think some of the spears are going to be halberds, which make more sense to have a slashing motion than a stabbing motion, but yeah, it's a bit odd because I'm using one animation to represent both, which if you look at actual fighting videos, sparring videos, they're quite different in how they're handled. But so one option is I could make the animation actually be like some of the animations are more halberdy and some of them are more speary, but yeah, I can't imagine. It's got a bit of a blade here, but yeah, the slashing would be a bit weird. I mean, if you don't have that setting turned off in the original Morrowind, you can slash with the spear, I believe, but it's just not because they had that weird system of depending on which way you're moving, you attack differently. But all right, so let me take a look at how these bodies are moving. Yes, this guy's. At least this guy's definitely turning his upper torso much more into it to get a bit more reach. Yeah, I think I definitely need some of that in there. So, I guess I'll go. I got the upper body override. I got the intensity override. I guess I'll put that under all the hand overrides. Yeah, this only really matters for these overrides, the order of the layers, because the overrides will basically ignore animation data below them. All right. Hold on one sec. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so renaming this layer. Body pose. Yeah, Link Dude Gamer asks, are you doing this as a volunteer? Yeah. Everyone on the Skywind team's a volunteer. And I feel like that's an important part of it. Is it's kind of like a passion project for the team, rather than seeing any sort of monetary gain from this. All right, so I'll block out these poses here for the torso. See, I'm probably going to use mostly this guy. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, so 0 at the start, 0 at the end. I think it's around frame 10 is when he's got that recoil back. Oh no, this is not official Bethesda. This is a mod. Alright. So I could actually push this start pose a little bit. We'll see how this looks. But this end pose definitely needs to be pushed forward a lot more. Alright. Probably should have done this first. But that's fine, I can put this back. He's just going to be attacking more to the left now. Yeah, that's a little too far, I think. I don't have to fix the head again, but that's fine. Yeah, I should have done this earlier. Oh well. Let's see. Oh, the other thing is his weight is shifted all oddly now. Yeah, I'm looking at the hips at the moment. What's best to do with those, which I think doesn't seem to be like it does push forward a bit, but I think I can keep that original motion. Yeah. Oh, another thing I'll do while I'm doing like these more core body poses. So I think I'll get the I'll do that left leg. So Yeah, I'll make a new layer for that. Have a ton of layers here, which I probably don't need this many. I really like it for organization though. Alright, so this is going to be left foot. Alright, so left foot, so basically every other part of the body had those same 4 keyframes, but this guy has a bit of a move. So he starts out moving, then lands, and then doesn't move for the rest until the end. So he lands about like right. Yeah, I think that's when he puts his weight on it. Put a keyframe there. Or music. Oh, cool. This music. Alright, and then he lifts it up there back to the start. So these frames are going to be the same. I think some of my tests, I'll see how this goes. So what I'm going to try to do a bit more of a push forward a bit, so I can kind of move the center of mass forward as well. Not sure how far I want to go though. Yeah, and I'll just copy and paste this keyframe. Yeah, so now I got to go back to that body layer and move that center of mass forward. So 0 at the start, 0 at the end. Yeah, if he's stepping forward, Jared asks, shouldn't his right foot go forward as well? Yeah, maybe he'll... In a lot of this reference, the back foot kind of stays put, and actually it does twist forward a bit. Yeah, like right here, he's almost not even stepping on it. Yeah, this guy's bending down. But, yeah, I'll touch that guy in a little bit, so it's mostly going to be toe movement. Alright. So this one I'm just looking at the horizontal movement of the pelvis. Seems like this is the farthest point, so I'll keyframe that. It goes down. Yeah, so I think I only need these 3 keyframes. I'll just push it forward a bit more. Probably push it a bit more. Always not sure how best to do, how much to exaggerate with these animations, because this is going to be like one of the basic attacks, in which one way to make the power attack feel more intense is like have the power attack really exaggerated and these like a bit more normal looking, but because you're also going to be using these a lot. But I think I can push this a bit more. Yeah, because... Yeah, I think I'll push it a bit more. It'll be easier to bring it back. Alright, so we'll go back, get that left foot, forward even more. Paste that, and then I'll go back to the body. Alright, center of mass. So this foot's going to be stretching a bit, and that's should be fine. It's not flat on the ground anymore, but I'll have to. Actually, I think he even has the toe pose like that. That is one thing. I don't actually have a foot rig here, so I might have to do some fancy things there, or touch those later. The feet haven't been too much of a problem without it yet. Mostly because like there's that bit of the like the real-time IK feat in Skyrim, so that covers it up a bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he needs to push his body forward a little bit more for that position. Yeah. Let's see how that. Oh yeah, I still will have. Oh, actually, I could. Yeah, I'll have to do some retiming later because it's looking a little light for an attack. Kind of hits a little too softly, but I think that's something I'll change the. Actually, I might be able to do in this left arm pose, but. Left foot pose, and then I think I'll make a right foot pose. Basically, I got a layer for every limb here. All right. Alright, so I'll choose the points in which it doesn't need a move, and then it's definitely going to need a move there. But, yeah, that's a pretty good spot to go back to. Alright. Of course, I was keying the wrong wrong body part there, but that's okay. They're all just 0 keys anyway. Nah, I'll just redo them. Yeah, because I don't want too much sliding at the beginning. See if this works how I want it to work. So this guy, the back foot's facing forward. I'm seeing this guy, who I think started in more of a pose like this guy was. So I think I can. We'll see if the slides. Okay, that's a. Okay, yeah, I think that's a little too weird of a pose. Yeah, it's too much slide. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, I think it's went a little too far forward. So I'll go back into that body pose. Bring that back. And I'll bring back the left foot a bit. Thanks a lot. Let's see how weird that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty weird. Yeah. Yeah, especially that turn. That turn isn't doing it for me. Let's see how far forward I can get the body without ruining that. Alright, it's not terrible on the back foot now. Still not great. Alright, I can always polish that up a bit more. Yeah. Now, one of the things is where his center mass is. I mean, his start pose is a bit off, anyway, but instead of pushing it forward, I might be able to push in this direction instead. I'll try that out. That might not break the... I'll kind of keep it in between his two legs a bit more, so he's not off balance. See if that looks weird or not. Looks okay. The left right foot. And yeah, one of the animation I'm going to use for the power attack has both of the feet moving. So when he's doing a stronger attack, I think he's going to do like a step forward with the other leg as well to kind of get as much reach as possible. But for this, that's probably as far as I'm going to go. I'll move back this foot though to keep that. I like the when his foot was back more, with this kind of like angle there, a bit more extreme. Now I'm just doing small little things like how the leg moves forward, but the center mass doesn't accommodate it really. So I might move the center mass a bit faster forward, like. Yeah, I kind of like that. So now he's kind of like, one of the things in animation is overlapping action. So having one action happen before another action, kind of like in like an arc. So like his body moves forward first, and then his hands catch up, and that kind of force pushes the spear forward. So I might focus on the actual, go back to the left hand a bit. Which, let's see. If I'm facing him straight on, I'm just going to see how straight my spear attack is. Goes in from the side a bit, but... This is when I might actually look at some of the actual reference. See which way the body actually moves. Or if the spear goes straight forward, which makes sense that it would. Yeah. Yeah, I'll push that in. Okay, Zoom Boy, I just read the comments. Zoom Boy asks, are there like pre-made animations you can edit a lot faster from starting from scratch? So this isn't started from scratch at all. I'm using Motion Builder because I can kind of work off of Skyrim's animations, and then it, for a couple of reasons, it saves time, and also it allows me to make the animations look like Skyrim animations because they're kind of based off them. I did it with the movement animations and worked out really well. This is working out all right so far, but if I need to, I could do these from scratch. It's just there's like there's an attack there's 3 different types of attacks, and there's 3 different running states, and each of those, okay, you got stationary, walk, and a run, and walk and run have a different attack for each direction. So right, left, back, right, back and forward. There's like 8 of them. There's a lot of animations to go through. So with Motion Builder, I can kind of mix and match and combine animations. It saves me a lot of time. But for this, I'm just creating the base animations. I'm going to base all the other movement animations off of. Let's see, I think I had a question earlier. Festival needs to be faster. Yeah, I agree with Crackhead on the Twitch chat. The overall timing, I think I'm going to do after all this posing. Actually, I could probably fix the right arm now, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of suggestions that needs to thrust a little faster, which I completely agree with. Alright, I kind of lost the last questions, but that's okay. So if I missed a question, feel free to ask it again. I only check the chat periodically. Yeah, all right, that's what I was doing. I'm fixing that. All right, so that's straight on pose. Which I think, right. So I fixed it earlier when I had first done the posing, which is what this key in the middle here is. But because I pushed the body a bit more, it kind of reset a lot of that. I think I'll have to move this hand out a bit. Oh yeah, the broken left arm, man. That poor guy. How did I have the posing before? I remember liking it. All right, we got a question about if this is a glaive or a spear. It's the chitin spear, actually. It's a little bit, doesn't really have a sharp pointy end, but I'm kind of doing an animation for the generic spear category, so. Let's see. Right, so when I had started out, I raised it up as high. Yeah, I think I might have to go back to the torso, because I think because I brought it back a bit to kind of exaggerate the pullback, but since the spear seems like it's straight all the way through, yeah, I'll go back into that upper body. Turn it back up just a little bit. All right, that's a bit better looking. All right, and then I'll put so it's kind of going up and to the right a bit as he swings, and that doesn't seem right. So I'm gonna follow which way he's stabbing, get that kind of key pose there. And put it back. Yeah, now it's getting the back and forth thing a bit. Let me grab the exact middle there. Yeah, of course it's like really shaky there. And that's something that when I go back in and do the kind of cleanup on the, like the legs needed a bit, I can fix that. But I want to make sure I have this core animation done and make sure all the poses are right, because that's a bit easier to change now than it is later. Is he still bringing it out a bit too far? Yeah. I might actually do. Let's take a look at the curve here. That's going along. That this hand position is in the x-axis. Left arm needs to extend more. Let's see. Yeah, the issue with it actually, yeah, I think that's a fine suggestion there. Well, it's doing weird things to the wrist, but that might be okay for. I might push it back a little because I want to avoid breaking this arm here. I'll have to go back. Oh god, the left arm is. Alright. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to do was kind of push back the actual farthest extend pose. Make the little thrust a little faster. Yeah, that's a lot more snappy. Oh, of course oh wow. It's rotating a lot more now. Let me pull that back. And I'll sort out that whole X movement thing. Yeah. Tone it down a bit. All right. So Lucha Pei is suggesting I do a two-pose thing with one thrusting at the head and one thrusting lower, and that's exactly what I'm going to do for the left and right attacks, actually. I'm basically just going to take this core animation and just change where he's aiming, and then a bit extra polish. His leg should not land before the spear hit the foe. It's not what I'm seeing in these reference here, but leg should not land before the spearhead. Yeah, I see what you mean though, because he kind of steps forward, and that seems like the point when he's already hit the enemy. Yeah, because you step in with it. Yeah, it does make a lot more sense. That should be pretty easy change. I think I'll solve this whole X movement on the right hand bit first, though. There it is right there. I think. Or is this in world space? One way to find out. Nah, that's not it. Oh, I'm in world space, that's it. So it's actually the Z. Actually, no. Yeah, it shouldn't matter. What's going on here? Oh, is it the Z-axis? Yeah, it looks like it is x-axis. Right here. Oh, that's interesting. I should be able to... Yeah, that really helped. Alright, I'll try it manually then. Okay. Still in there a little bit, but I think I'm okay with it. Doesn't look too ridiculous. But Alright, so the next thing... Oh, how's the left hand looking? Okay. One of the things is this constraint is not the most on the first run through. It's not the most accurate. Once I bake it a couple times, it will stick on there a bit easier. Very good. All right. Are you going to reanimate the melee animations for one and two-handed weapons? I'm just doing for spears. Yeah, I do see Ribeye twist should always be the last movement in the thrust. Oh, it's from Keith Sterling. Last movement in the thrust. Okay, that's interesting. So that is definitely something I can implement with yeah, because now it's going along with it. So he's saying thrust the spear forward and then follow with the body a bit more. Maybe push that back a bit. Yeah, where did I have the body pose? So for this, let's see if this screws everything up if I just push. Because this is where the upper body is rotating. Right now it's kind of rotating in sync with the hand animation a bit, but if I push this forward, it'll come a little bit later. That looks a little better. It's not the... I think the other suggestion was the left foot. Should be one of the left foot move should be more in sync with the actual attack because he lands and then swings, which is I think okay for a punch, but for the spear that's like you're losing momentum there, I'd guess. Let's try that. Go to my left foot pose. So this is where it lands normally. The issue with the timing here, I don't think it's as simple as just moving this key. Because then it lands and slides, yeah. So I think that's a lot of these overall time, because I'm basing it off of a lower layer animation. I think that major timing stuff I'll have to do after I bake this down. And then I'll have greater control over the timing of the whole body, because I'm doing it limb by limb at the moment. Yeah, it is raised a bit high. One of the things I was looking at is for spear thrusts, to get the full range, having the arm perpendicular to the thrust, to the shoulder, or to the body at least. But no, yeah, it's kind of going down. Oh, it has that tilt. You know what? Let me fix that. because that's kind of bugging me now. He's kind of like doing a little chop in the middle of it. Alright, so I think it's a contender for... Because there's small things I can change later, like I'm going to be changing the angle he's stabbing, because I want the first stab to be either up or down, and the second one be the opposite. So he kind of does this kind of back and forth. Actually, let me just do one last check on this guy's wrist. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back into that left arm, and I think I'll try baking this down and seeing what I can do with it. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to go back into that later when I have more control over the left hand. Let me just fix this guy though. Alright. I think the motions are looking alright. The attack's a bit wimpy. But let's see what I can do about that. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save up a new version. Just in case I want to go back to this. Alright, so now I'm going to bake down to the skeleton. So what that basically did is basically took all my layers and kind of collapsed them. And it's now on the skeleton. The keys are on the skeleton itself instead of the motion builder control rig. Yeah. So now let's see if I can do some overall timing changes here. Alright, so I don't often do adjustments on the actual skeleton part. I'll have to do some for those that twists on the wrist, but right now I kind of want to change the overall timing to make it hit a little harder. Let's see. I think I can do this just in the F curves. Is this everything? If I move this, does it? Nah, that's not everything. Grab these. There we go. Yeah, I'm fine with this. So I believe there was a little, yeah, there's a retime. Ah, here we go. So one of the things is I wanted this this actual hit. Actually, this whole like move forward to happen a bit faster. Why is it so stuttery there? Oh wow, that really screwed it up. It might just be the playback when I do this, but sure that doesn't do anything. That does things. Yeah, I don't use this tool too often. It's really stuttery for me too. I think. Yeah, did some weird things. I might have better luck doing this on the control rig. And that's why I save. Alright. Missing out on some actually, let me save this as third time. Just so I don't accidentally save over that again. Oh, is my computer loud? Yeah, sorry about that. I'll have to invest in a better mic if I keep doing these. I should extend the info. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with this comment here about it being higher or lower. I'm actually going to do those modifications in a sec after I get this timing down, because both the attack and attack left and attack right are going to have the same timing. Let's see if this tool works. See if it works for these guys a bit better. Oh, he does a little hop there now. So what I'm doing now is I'm using this little retime tool, but I'm only selecting certain parts of the body. I should probably grab all of them, I think. At least all the IK handles here. Alright. Let's get there. Push it even more. Maybe not too much. Ah, there we go. Oh, I should have totally done this on a override layer. Yeah, just so I can compare them. let's see. Alright, yeah, I'll switch it to so that was the original there. Let me redo that whole retiming thing. But this time, oh yeah, so this is since it's additive at the moment. So I just copied all the frames, added them to a new layer. By default, it adds the transformation zone, so you get that weird look. But now, since it's override, it basically is a little copy I can mess around with and then blend back to the original. So let me do that exact thing I was doing earlier with grabbing all the kind of body parts that move. Back into my F curves. I think that was all of them. If I don't think it's all of them. That's pretty silly. Okay, yeah, that looks like that's all of them. Alright, let's retime these again. So I'll put one at the hit. I'll be holding the spear a little more close to him. I'm not sure. I can always go back into the hand placement though. Let's see. Okay, that's a little extreme. Yeah, feeling a bit more power there. Alright, yeah, it's a bit stuttery, but that's stuff I can smooth out. Alright, let me compare it to... So you can kind of know the difference. It's not as big of a difference as I thought I was making. Like that's the retimed. This is the wimpy one. I think I can just retime parts of it now. Because like that foot's a little weird now, because the foot's actually sliding a bit. Let's see what people are thinking. Yeah, especially that left shoulder. You can see that now. Oh, and for clarification for people who are here, I'm working on, this is going to be the basis for the left attack and right attack, which are like the lighter forms. So there's going to be a power attack in addition that I was planning on working on. It is already 2:15 here on the East Coast. So I was originally going to go for 2 hours. I think I'll finish up the hour. I think I might have to, I'll fix that shoulder, but I think I have to. I'll have to go back and look at this later because I think I've been staring at this too long. Yeah, I'll fix that shoulder though, at least. All right, so this is what I do on this layer. Oh, this was the retime. And I'll do this for that shoulder. grab the key poses. All right. Oh, my thing's not connected. My constraint isn't on. Oh. Interesting. Did not keep my handle animations. I guess not. Gives me a chance to. I'm going to save this and go back to my previous one and see where I lost that those keyframes there. Yeah. Oh yeah, that shoulder distortion is really weird. But I might need. Oh, because I should collapse. Okay, so when I bake it to the model, it's only keeping keys. It's only baking keys that are on my control rig, rather than the skeleton. And this little helper that's controlling where the left hand is, that is not on the skeleton or the control rig. So I think I had deleted it when I deleted these layers I thought was empty. So I'm actually going to merge these all down. So now the locator has a bunch of keys on it. And I can make this to skeleton. Cool. All right. So it's good I caught that early. But now I could polish this up a bit more, or I can move on to the power attack that I was meaning on working on. Yeah, that right wrist. Yeah, because I think one of the comments is saying this right wrist is looking a bit weird, and oh yeah, yeah, so that shoulder there. So there's definitely a bit of cleanup to be done here, and I think that has to do a lot with I'm not shifting how the hand is holding the spear, because I think I have like a cardboard tube in my room I've been using for this. But yeah, I think your hand would pivot a bit, so your arm is straight with the spear. That might take a bit of work. What? Alright, but all those little details I think I'm okay with keeping for gameplay testing. So I think I'm just going to make 2 variations of this now. I'm going to retime it, make 2 variations of it, one attacking high and one attacking low. And then I might start blocking out that power attack, but the power attack's going to take a while, so a bit longer than I have time for today. So back to my control rig. Yeah, and now that left hand helper is now moving. Still, yeah, still. Alright, so the timing is looking a little better. This is the original. This is the retime. So there's a bit more anticipation and a faster hit. Be it a little bit more stuttery. But I think this is enough for me. Yeah, I think this is good enough to work with for gameplay testing. So I'm not going to fuss with some of the like this whole right angle wrist here, or this kind of dislocated shoulder there. But there's also the leg timing is a bit weird. But I think, for the sake of time, I'm going to bake this down, and I'll start making the left attack and right attack versions. So, merge this down, bake to the skeleton. So now I should have, yeah, the retimed spear attack. And I'm going to save this because I want to keep that older version just in case. because that's the one thing about this process is it isn't easiest to go back to older things. So like all those layers, I basically lost when I baked it down. But okay, so I think this is going to be the left. I'm going to make a new take out of this, and it's going to be the right. Oh no! For those who just got here, this is Cole from the animation team now. I believe I'm using Rebel Eyes' account for the YouTube streaming. Yeah. All right. So I'll just rename this take. So this will be the, so I believe how it goes is the, is it left attack first, then right attack? Hold on. For those that weren't here for the beginning, this is 3ds Max over here, and this is what I was using for actually importing the KF animations I got here. Let's see. So the attack I'm replacing is the two-handed weapon. I guess attack left and right. Okay. So I think that was the right. No, that's left. Okay, so it goes right first and then left, I believe. Let me just double check that. All right, yeah, so we got some questions about needing playtesters. I don't think we, that's a very good question. I know we're working on, there's a QA team that's working on that's not exactly playtesting, but it's more like, it would be something more like bug reporting, but would require testing the game a bit. So feel free, at the bottom of the screen there's a link to our Discord chat. You can always post there and ask questions about what positions we need. If there is any animators in the audience, we are looking for animators. So again, it's the Discord link at the bottom, where I think there's a bot posting a link every once in a while. All right, so the attack right's the first one. So I think what I want to do, I got a little cardboard tube here that I'm using for that. I think I want to do up first, down second. So like, so when he's going forward, he goes up, and then on second attack he comes back and attacks down. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I could add a bit more variation in there. Wait, animate as in 3D designer. Animation as in like uh, actual motion. All right. So I think I'm going to make this the up animation. Alright, so the main modifier I want to do here is it's going to be mainly this backhand. I'm just going to be doing what I did kind of before, where I do an additive layer. It starts out the same, ends the same. But the hit is going to be different. It's only a keyframe there. And just like kind of recoil it as well. But I might be able to. That might be a little high. I don't know if this actually. Yeah, it's a little high to realistically hit an enemy. Alright, I think that's fine for the start animation. We'll bake that down. So now I got a kind of raised animation, and now I'm going to do kind of a lowered animation. Now I got to think about, since the second attack kind of follows the first, I'm probably going to do a bit of like animation morphing. But so this is going to kind of start in a frame like this, go back, oh, hey, Alex. Oh, man. Oh, man. Took you long enough. Alright, I'm gonna... So I got some reference here. But it looks like... So what I'm testing here is I'm trying to think whether or not each attack should be another like he leans forward, stabs, and goes back and stabs again. I guess he could go back to a different kind of recoil pose. Yeah, because he kind of needs the full motion to do another stab. You know, alright, so I'll make the lower animation, then I'm going to do something weird to actually make the final animation. Oh, let's get rid of this. Alright, so same thing with the other one, but this one's going to be looking down. Make a new animation layer, 0 at the beginning, 0 at the end. I'll mark the hit. Kind of get what the, I guess this is more an example of a lower one. Oh man, this the whole wrist right angle thing even looks weirder on this pose. Is that looking up? Maybe. Lower that a little bit. Maybe not that low. Yeah, this is kind of a weird one. Now he's kind of swiping. Okay, so there'll probably be other parts of the body adjusting for lowered attacks. So it can also lower his body a bit, but I think I'll adjust for that. Yeah, I'll try it. Yeah. I'm kind of itching to get this kind of morphed with the right attack, but I'll do another layer for the actual like body and mass moving down, because like actually I feel like he would bend over a bit more for. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so with how he's holding the spear, this is where the handle was modeled on it. The back of the spear looks like it's actually it's a chitin spear. So the back is like this kind of like, I don't know, like giant tooth here. So, yeah, the reference is a bit, does make it a bit different. Actually, one thing I am going to fix on this is the way he's holding the his left hand. This whole thing. This little, oh, it kind of shrinks. Oh, ew. Which, I think that's something that's I'll be fixed when I kind of bake it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the most happy with this one. I think the posing could be a bit stronger, but like I said, these are going to be the goal of these animations is to get some roughs that I can put in game and test how they feel, and then make adaptations based on that. Because I'm sure when I get into get them actually in the game, I'm gonna, like when I first did it, I put in some like really early concepts. It just wasn't exaggerated enough. I feel like I might have the same thing with this, but I want to see how it feels. All right. I'm gonna bake this guy down. Or at least merge all the layers. Alright, so I got an attack high and attack low. And now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of take the end of attack high and have that be the start for attack low. Alright, we good for... Yeah, it totally needs more work. Especially, but there's going to definitely be critiques that I'll find when playing that I'm not seeing here. So I guess I think these are mainly going to be I'll wait till then to actually do the fine little details. Have you tried seeing how this... Oh, okay. So, point contact the spirit is going too far away from the body. Yeah, I can see it right there. Yeah, that was an issue I was having before because the base animation is a swing. I think I'm gonna keep that for now, just for the sake of getting these done. Alright, so I'm actually gonna use this handy area called the story mode, or the story window for Motion Builder, which allows me to actually blend animation takes together, which is really nice. But first I'm gonna save this. Or save it and then save as. I save a lot of revisions for everything, even though Motion Builder's handles crashes pretty well. I'll often find times, like if I need to go back and use the layers I was working with earlier, I can go back and start from an earlier point. So sometimes it's easier to do that than work with what you created. But alright, so I'm gonna create a character track. Insert this take. Yeah, that's fine. So now I got this and that. So what I want to do, I want to take the attack right. This is one of the things where you can't see the other screen. I'm going to take the end of attack right, and that will be the start of attack left. See how that blends. Alright, and it did extend my timeline range. So this is because the attack left and right animations in Skyrim are meant to blend into each other. So this one will actually start with the first one. Although his retract back is a bit fast. Alright. Alright, so I'll actually make that just so I have the original takes. I'm gonna make a new one for this like new Frankenstein take. Attack. Alright. Okay, so the one thing I did want to try to do is the recoil back be a little bit different than the other. Actually, it's actually morphing into the other start pretty nicely. Might be able to push it back just a little bit. Let me... So I'm fine with that. And I'm fine with that. It's just... Oh man, and okay, I do need to fix that hand thing. Because the hand's going back into his body during there. So I'll actually fix that as well. Or actually, let me fix that first. Oh, right, because, yeah, because it's not actually a part of the character. Let me fix that first, actually. Yeah, I think I'll have to just redo that all. At least this little locator, I'm actually just gonna... Actually, I might be able to preserve some of it. Because I have access to the animation. Yeah, so this is when, look over here, this is when it starts moving. And I don't want it to move then. I want it to start moving like right, say here. So I think just do that. Yeah, there we go. And now I can kind of do that posing I wanted to do. Kind of goofy. Like he changes his weight onto his back leg for a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, kind of feels a bit more natural there. All right, so I think these are going to be good enough for testing. Oh, what's going on there? Wait, what? Oh, right. I forgot. So this left-hand guy actually needs some fixing here. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. So, Vikrant P1 asked why is it cut off at the start? It's because this is actually the start of the... so how the attack left and attack right attacks work is the attack right is the full motion. Actually, I was just about to break this down anyway. It'll be a little easier to explain. Make plot to skeleton. Okay. So the attack right is the full motion. So if you just press right trigger or right click once, it does this full animation. But if in the middle of it you interrupt it with another hit, it will, instead of blending back into the stationary pose and then playing the attack again, it will blend into the left attack. So the idea is you get kind of this two-hit kind of combo. This is just from like looking at the animations themselves. This is for the two-handed animations. So ideally this should work, but it'll be another thing I'll have to test in game. All right, so I think I can kind of, as a test, oh yeah, to see where we came from, this was the animation I started with way back 3 hours ago. So it was based on the hand-to-hand attack, and I morphed it to something similar to that. Yeah, and I morphed it to these. And I kind of explained at the beginning why I do this sort of like working on top of Skyrim animations, is because you get kind of like, I could have hand animated all of this and it probably would have taken like twice as long. I went pretty slow at this anyway, but you kind of get a bit of that original mocap motion that they used when they made the Skyrim animations, even though like my thrust is completely new. I don't know, like little bits of like weight shifting, even if it doesn't make total amounts of sense, adds to the realism of it. At least I feel. If it doesn't turn out like looking too great, like if I might end up hand animating this, but I'd like to avoid it just for time saving reasons. Like I have to make like, oh god, like 16 of these or something. At least with this way I can morph these into different attacks, but yeah, so Alex asked, I used this punch right here as the base, and I morphed it into that. Like, I could probably show you guys the actual process I did, like for those that weren't here for the past 3 hours. Let me save this. So this is the good one. I made a save back on version 2, where this is when I made the first before the retime. It's a little softer and kind of wimpy, but I have all these layers here, and like this overrides the head position. So the head was like looking over there when he stabbed, so I like overwrote that. The left hand was doing some weird things, so I had, oh, I guess if I go back all the way to the beginning, you can kind of see how it was kind of built. So it started with this. It was just a punch. I added the spear pose, like the feet placement, and it was incredibly ridiculous what he's doing with his upper body. So I just overrode the whole upper body. And then he's going a little too far to the right, so I kind of did an override where I just kind of softened it a bit. I might have softened it a little too much now that I'm looking back. But I kind of brought that a bit back when I retimed it. I changed the body pose a bit, so like just weight shifting. I made the left foot go forward a little bit more. The right foot I adjusted. And then I got the actual stabbing in, and that's just animated additively on top. And then I added the second hand, and I fixed the head. And that was the basic process I did in the past couple hours. It's all built on top of the original mocap, so I get, I don't know, little bits of weight shifting. Like the whole leg movement I basically kept from the original, which is why I chose it. I'm going to use a similar one for the power attack where he kind of moves forward a bit. Yeah. Looking at that, it is... Yeah, I think that is a bit... I'm looking at the timing of the original, and it has a lot more weight than I think I gave mine, but that's something I could fix later. Alright, so with the final versions I did, I think these are looking... Yeah, I could probably turn up the intensity a bit, but getting a bit tired. Been about 3 hours, which is longer than I usually work on these things, but yeah, I think I think I'll stop here for the day. I'll have to work on the power attack at another time, because that's going to be a whole different process. I got another animation I'm using as a base for that one. But yeah, these look testing ready, I think. Okay, I guess last bit I'll just answer. I'm just going to go through. I missed a bunch of questions. This is the third person animation. I'm going to do the first person later. I prefer to work outside in, so with the first person animations, it uses the same rig, so I can just use these as a base and just make some modifications so it looks better from a first person perspective. Yeah, I haven't actually touched the first person yet. We did some early tests to make sure we could do it, and our rig supported it. But yeah, that'll be its own problem to solve. When we test it, well, and like I said earlier, I'm not going to be testing these today. It's actually a huge pain to get animations in and out of Skyrim. So I like to kind of do them in bursts, like I put in a whole pack of animations I made instead of testing one or two. All right, I answered about the upward half. No, if you spam click, it'll work like how the Skyrim animations work. If you click, it'll just transition to the next one, keeping the same timing. It's not like you won't be able to rapid fire the spear if you click it a bunch. Yeah, no problem, everybody. Okay, if you got any questions, this is probably a good time to say that we are looking for more animators. So if there's any animators in the audience or in the chat, I guess, we got at the bottom of our page, we have a Discord link. That's to our chat. Yeah, at least on Twitch. Join us on Discord. Yeah, if you head there, we have a public chat. You can always ask questions if you're interested in volunteering. I'm not sure what other departments are looking for. I think they're working on a QA department, so which is basically like play testing, but also bug reporting. So if anyone's interested in that, it's the link below. Yeah, and this was fun. I'd probably do this again sometime. So there's plenty of animation work to get done for this project. So especially since a lot of the creature animation we haven't even we've just begun to start touching. But all right. Cool. All right. I'm gonna grab some lunch. So I'll see you guys later or another time. Yeah. Okay.